All right. Hello. It's Friday. I'm a bit late today, so apologies. Not really apologies. It's just what it is. Anyway, I am Dan Freund. I'm a real estate agent here in New Hampshire, serving New Hampshire and southern Maine, and I have some market watch information here for you today. I am looking, let's transition over to so you can see my screen, and 10 new listings here in Portsmouth. We're looking at Portsmouth and the immediate area around Portsmouth, about 10 miles, give or take. That's where I tend to focus each week on Mondays and on Fridays. I am switching things up, though, a little bit because it seems better to look at the new listings on Friday, getting ready for the weekend, and for those of you who are house hunting, to take a look and see what's out there, maybe plan some open house tours or some private tours. Hit me up if you are looking to see any homes this weekend, because I'd love to help you out. Anyway, looking here, let's look at these properties. Eden Lane, I believe these are the new homes just up the street. I was out there actually just the other day. Let's look at this. So this is just up Maplewood, and if we look, downtown is over here on the lower right, Market Square right here. Eden Lane isn't even showing on the map here. This is the new development right off of Maplewood. These properties are right on I-95. I-95 is right here, but the state is doing some serious investment in the sound barriers up and down 95. They are making a big difference, and I've been in some of the neighborhoods that have the barriers up now, and the sound difference is remarkable. So with that said, let's take a look at this. So these are probably going to be virtually staged, but the properties themselves, the quality, I think, is really good quality. I walked through while they were in different stages of construction just to check it out, and they're sturdy. They're well built, and I like these finishings, the way this looks. This is nice. Let's look at some of these details. Of course, we won't know what the taxes are because this is new construction. HOA fees, $450 a month. Don't know what that goes to, but I'm sure it's listed in some of the paperwork. These are nice properties. I think there are 6 units altogether, 6 or 7 units, and 3 of them just hit the market this week. Let's look at this Gate Street property. Gate Street just hit the market yesterday. So this is down in the South End. And one thing about Gate Street, remember in early 2024, the flooding? This is just outside of that high water mark, so that is just something to be aware of. But wow, this is beautiful property, really nicely done. I love those mini splits, and you know me, if you've been watching for any amount of time, you know that I love these walk-in showers. I just don't know why people put tubs in their homes anymore, especially if you're limited space. I just don't want a tub. I love that walk-in shower. This is nice. Really great views. This is not a view from the home, but it is the general area. That's really nice. I like that. And I like how they transition this. There's a little patio out behind what was at one point a garage. This is nice landscaping. I like that. So you're right close to the park, Prescott Park, and you've got entertainment in the summer, plays and music, all within a very short walk. Strawberry Bank here off to the side. Lots of events go on there throughout the year. This is a great location. You really can't beat that location, and it looks really well kept for. So anyway, that's new on the market. These properties are still kind of strange to me. This is, where is this? This is right on the bypass. These are condos. They're nice, but kind of out of the way. If that's your style, I mean, the quality of these properties is still quite nice. So, at any rate, get out of that. This property over in Elwyn Park, not bad. I'm really curious how this performs because this is at a price point that I'm wondering, well, I'll be watching this one closely in particular to see how it performs and see what the interest is, how many days it sits on market. Those are the things that I'm looking for. So what's unique about this, it has an addition off the back. Not all of these ranches in Elwyn Park have these additions off the back, but that adds so much more usable space to the home. And it's a big selling point when you find one of these for sale in Elwyn Park. And Harrison's a nice street. It's quiet. It's not one of the main throughways through the park. And even so, the traffic should be slow. You really don't need to drive too fast. It's a general rule in the park. It's great for families and, I mean, people throughout the age range are living there. These, like, look at this. 480,000 for 466 square feet. So that is that's pricey, but you are in the best location. You are right downtown. This is right across from the Foundry Garage, right on Deer Street. Great location. Let's open this up. Great views. This is a communal deck. I've been in there and toured this property. It's a great facility. This is where the Stady used to be before they tore that down, the VFW. Nice little property. 2 units for sale there, both the same price, approximately the same square footage, not exactly. This property on South Street, let's take a look at this. This is right at the corner of, this looks like Newcastle Avenue. Great locations. Love those parquet floors. Tiled countertops. I always wondered, why do people tile their countertops? That was a trend back in the 80s, I guess. I guess it was cheap. Looks like new carpeting, which is nice because old grungy carpeting is kind of gross. And that's the first thing you want to change when you move into a place. You spend all this money. It's like, well, I'm going to spend a few $1,000s more on some carpeting. So that's nice to have that already done. And those floors look well kept. Old painted floors. That's typical for homes of this age. But that's a great location. I love that. And this property over on Union Street. Let's see, what part of Union Street is this? This is right on, okay, so this is right between South Street and Middle Street. So let's look at some of these photos. Lovely backyard. I love the shade. Great big old tree. Far enough away. I always look for trees that are too close to the home or with branches hanging over the roof, because trees too close to the home, one, it can cause damage and deterioration on your roof. Also, it can be a safety issue. You want to keep those trees that are close to your home well maintained because you don't want limbs falling on your roof. I'm lucky. Here where I am, I have a neighbor who takes care of the trees on her property. Don't really have many large trees on my property, but it's just something to keep an eye on. This is interesting, this side porch. I wonder, it's all one unit, but really nicely updated. Love that Scandinavian feel, European Scandinavian kitchen. Bright, lots of light. And again, walk-in shower. You know me. I've said it before. I love those. Let me know what you think. Do you need a tub? If you are in a space-limited property, do you need a tub? I want to know. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Looks like a nice finished attic. Love that. Yeah. All right, so that is Portsmouth. Let's look at the sold properties in the last 7 days. Yep, we are still last 7 days. So Middle Road just sold, and that was 15% below asking. So remember, when we are looking at these properties in Portsmouth, I'm not seeing price reductions. I haven't seen it for weeks. Have not seen price reductions hit this view that I'm looking at. But we are seeing it in homes that are sitting on the market 14 days, 3 weeks, whatever it may be. It seems like that 2-week mark is where we start seeing price reductions. So whatever your motivation is when you are thinking of selling, it's important to take that into consideration, because if you price too high, you lose out on a lot of momentum. You want to get that momentum early, because the market will always rise to what it can support. And in this case, 15% below asking. So it listed originally at 1.175, spent 29 days on market, and wound up selling $175,000 below the asking price. So just $100 below that, actually. So just under $1 million. But let's look at some of these photos. It's a nice colonial. Is that a colonial? I don't know, you tell me. Well cared for, simple, ton of potential there. It's like a lovely home. Really comfortable, cozy. So typical layout, kitchen, foyer, living room, dining room. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on formal dining rooms? Because I have been seeing more homes that are eliminating the formal standalone dining room. They'll have a little area for eating, but it's typically more integrated into an open concept. And I'm seeing more space being dedicated to living space than to dining space. Curious what your thoughts are there. Let's see. So that was Middle Road, Foundry Place sold. I kind of glance over those because they're just, they're nice, brand new. If condo living is for you, parking is across the street, in the garage across the street. But the great properties, great units. Fox Point in Newington. I've seen this come up before. Only one image, only one photo. So that just sold, and it looks like it did not hit any days on market, so that sold off market. Middle Street, this property. This is right up close to the road. I know this property. I know where it is, but really cute and charming inside. I mean, you are close to town, easy to walk to town, downtown. So you've got restaurants, you've got entertainment. It's quite nice. Great location. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see, Middle Road. This, what's this? Unit 69. Where is this? So this is out in Riverbrook. So that's these townhomes that are out near where I believe Route 33 begins. So is that? Yeah. Anyway, those are. Am I seeing that right, or am I seeing that wrong? Yeah, I am. So at any rate, those properties out here, Townhomes, nice little units. I've been talking to some folks interested in these butcher block countertops. They are easy to install, easy to access, easy to work with. Curious what your thoughts are. Nice properties. And Hall Court, I believe this is down off of, oh no, this is in Sherburne, this Sherburne neighborhood. So you've got Pease right here. So you will have some air traffic. But let's look at this. And sold 17% below asking. So originally listed at 495,000, sold at 410,000. These are the neighborhoods where you're going to find the best, the lowest price, frankly. And that's probably because of the location, but still nice neighborhoods, lots of families, parks in these neighborhoods, walkable, and not a lot of traffic flowing through here because there are no cut-throughs to anywhere, so it's just local traffic. But nice property, and for $410,000, that's a great price to get into Portsmouth. There's potential there if you're handy and creative to spruce this up and add some value, certainly. So congratulations to them. Anyway, let's look just a little further beyond that and look 10 miles out. So new listings in the 10-mile radius around Portsmouth, 45 new listings. That is far lower than what we saw just a couple weeks ago. So 45 listings versus, I think, just the other week. Now, admittedly, I was looking on Mondays, and I'm switching because it makes more sense to look at new listings on Fridays and look at price reductions after the weekend on Monday. So I made that switch. Bear with me. 45 new listings versus 74, I think, just the week before. So curious what is driving that. And we'll look at the cities. I expect fewer listings in Dover. Dover has been a hotbed for several weeks, and we've been seeing 6, 7, 9 listings in Dover, but far fewer there this week. Few in Newmarket. Let's just expand that out. Hampton, Newmarket, lots in Portsmouth. So we saw those all in Portsmouth. Somersworth getting a few. And let's look at the price range for some of these. So Portsmouth is our high point this week, $1.85 million. That's the Gate Street property we looked at earlier. And the low point is in Lee, $375,000. Is this a single home, or is this looks like it might be a townhome, kind of a Cape style townhome. Nice, clean, cozy. And let's look at the location here. So off on the far side of 125. Where is this in relation to the... So south of the Lee traffic circle. But close... So it's close to a grocery store, which is nice. It's nice to be close to a grocery store. You don't want to drive 45 minutes like they do in some parts of the country just to get to the grocery store. It's less than a 5-minute walk, or drive rather. And so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 properties at or below 500,000. Everything else is above that. So we'll keep an eye on these. We'll keep watching these. But for now, and I apologize if you've been in the comments, leaving your thoughts, leaving your comments. Nima, thank you for saying hi. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing these because whether you watch it live or on the replay, it's nice to see you. And it's nice to be seen. So leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And tell me, do you need a tub? If you're in a space limited home and spacing is limited, would you rather have a tub or would you rather have a nice luxury walk in shower? I want to know. And for now, that's all I've got. So I'll see you on Monday. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.